Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to jump on here real quick and give everybody an update as to where we've been. It's been sad. We have actually had a death in the family. My uncle passed away on Wednesday night, and it was kind of expected, but then when it happened, it was like a shock, if that makes any sense. So we've just been taking our time to kind of grieve that. And you know, it's just really strange because grief is something. It's all, you got all different emotions, and you don't know sometimes how to process things. We fortunately come from a family that there wasn't many of us really in the immediate family. And what I mean by that was we had my granny, and then she had two sons, and one of the sons was my daddy, and my daddy's brother was the uncle that just passed away. And he had three kids. My mom and daddy had two kids, and then it was granny. So there was only, and each of the brothers had a wife, so it was only 10 of us growing up. And we all grew up within a few houses of each other. Granny lived beside of us, and my uncle lived right down the road from us until the opportunity came for him to buy the house, what they call up on the hill. So he bought a house up on the hill in the late 80s, and that's where he's been for all these years. And he's really had a big impact on my life, my brother's life, my kids' life, his grandkids, his great-grandkids. He just, I don't know. I know you hear a lot of people say, well, he or she was one of a kind. He really was one of a kind. He really was. The secret keeper, the peacemaker. You know, he was just almost like a matriarch. And that's not discounting my daddy's credibility to anything, but brothers are different. And my daddy's more outgoing and outspoken and tells you what's on his mind. Not in a bad way. He just likes to, communicate, I guess, better. I don't know if you call that communicating, but anyway, they're two different people. And so sadly enough, my daddy has lost his brother. It was his only living relative, blood relative. And we just don't know exactly how to process it. I think sometimes you feel a lot of guilt because the way the world is today, it's like, well, I've got to go to work. I've got to take care of my kids. When I'm off work, I want to see my grandkids. I want to spend time with my grandkids. I don't really have a whole lot of time to run up on the hill and see my aunt and uncle. And then it's like, well, if he got sick and he was, in a certain state, he's always been a private person. So if he was in a certain state that he didn't want anybody to see him, then of course you want to respect that too. And that was never told to us. But all this stuff goes through your mind, and I think guilt is the biggest one. Sometimes I think you can see somebody every day of your life and just not tell them the things that you sometimes want to tell them, and you're going to feel guilty about it if something happens. Always, when we left each other, it was I love you and come see me, and that kind of thing. And when you have somebody like that in your life, that's such a big influence on not only you as a niece, or in my brother's case, a nephew, but also has an impact on your own kids, and just like they were their grandkids. It's so hard. Grief is just hard. And you think about the good times, you think about the happy times, and more so for us, it was the happy times when we were kids and we were all living with our parents, and we got together at Granny's, and we got together in the backyard and had cookouts and ate supper together, and we all went and saw each other on weekends, and you know, it was just so much. And you don't know how to, sometimes you don't know how to grieve. Do you only hold on to those memories that you have of the good times, and try not to even think that he's gone, he's not here, I can't go see him anymore? And I think one of the things that I have done to try to not get in that place is just to try to stay busy. I got the call while I was at work, and I would have rather got the call when I was at work than to somebody, it's a small town, than for somebody else to tell me that wasn't a family member, to call and tell me. So grief has just been, it's been hard. You've always got things running through your mind. I've laid in the bed at night and I thought, what could I do different? What could I have done different? Could I have spent more time with him? Absolutely, I could have. I sure could have, absolutely. But at the same time, somehow or another, it's going to come to a head. And breaking down and crying, that is a way of grieving, I assume. I mean, I know it is. I know it's going to happen. I didn't that day. I did have a coworker, you know, I didn't tell a lot of people, but I had a coworker who, you know, comes and hugs me, and he's like, you know, everything's okay. I cried a little bit with him, and I just don't think I had processed it yet. Sometimes when it's on my mind, a couple times when it was on my mind on my way home from work, I was by myself. Maybe a little bit of a breakdown, but this morning is my first morning off of work since it's happened, and I got up and I thought, I can't do it. I can't just sit around here and be sad. I mean, I'm sad. Well, I'll always be sad. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. I can't just sit around here and get myself in a dark hole thinking about it. So we're up and we're trying to get some things done today. Not done specifically, so that in my mind I want to keep myself busy, because that's kind of my way of grieving. So you know, anybody who's watching, if you will, pray for us, pray for the family. We haven't done the service yet. He has a granddaughter that's in Colorado, across the United States, so she had to come home. And I think they're doing it in the easiest way possible. They're going to just do a graveside service, and I think that's how he wanted it. He was just such a private person. That's just probably, I think he wanted it to be easy for everybody, and I almost feel like that's probably going to be easier than the way we used to do it here in the southern part of Appalachia. I don't know, maybe everywhere else. We used to do a family night, a family viewing, and then the next day was the funeral. And in the meantime, you would go back and, you know, you would go to the house and you would take food. And so I know I'm rambling, but I just want to let everybody know where we've been, and just asking for your prayers. And we just don't know how exactly to grieve yet. Maybe we are grieving and we don't know it. We're gonna get back to doing some videos, and maybe today's the day. I don't know. Just depends on what the good Lord has in store for us. And I think the worst day will be on Monday when we do the graveside service. I think that's going to hit everybody pretty hard. Pray for my daddy. My daddy's 88 years old, and that was his brother. Like I said, his only living blood relative in that aspect. You know, as far as, you know, the way he grew up with his mom and daddy and his brother. He's a really strong man, but he has been keeping himself busy. And so just pray for him. I guess it's, you know, we talk about having spouses, and you have your spouses in your life for some people 50. My mom and daddy's 65 years, going on 66 years, good Lord's will. But there's nothing like, I would assume, being 88 years old, and, you know, you've had your brother consistent in your life for 82 years, and then they're gone. And they were tight. They were complete total opposite, but they were tight. They always kept in contact with each other, and they lived. My daddy lived in a house, and my uncle lived up on the hill, walking distance. So just pray for us, if you will. I know I'm not reaching out to a whole lot of people. We have 59 subscribers, and I'm grateful for every one of them, because it's a start. And we just want to share some of the things that we do and share our life. And unfortunately, this is part of our life that we did not want to see happen, but it happened, and we wanted to let you know why we haven't done any videos. Charity, on the other hand, she's taking it a little bit different. Her grieving process is not, she's had a lot of time to think now, and so she did not want to get on the video, and I don't blame her. And I don't blame her at all. Like, again, just your prayers are appreciated, and if you haven't hit that like and subscribe button, please do, because we want to share just different things that we do. We want to share parts of our life with everybody. It gives us company. We don't have a whole lot of family. We have kids. I have kids and grandkids and a husband and a mom and daddy, but you know, we don't have a lot of extended family. So to be able to share with other people, and we don't do a whole lot of stuff, but just to be able to share and be able to talk and know that we're talking to somebody. Maybe we're talking to somebody who's lonely. Maybe we're talking to somebody who needs to hear what we have to say that day. Maybe we're trying to do a funny video, and we're trying to reach out to somebody. And I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to go check on Charity, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for joining us, and please pray for us. Bye, y'all.